My entire health journey actually started with taking care of physical health, and I totally neglected mental health for a long time. You cannot find the balance you need in your life unless you've got both facets. What up, YouTube? Alexa here, helping you to make sense of spiritual and energy and health related shit. I am going to be talking about different ways that you can look into alternative healing methods. You don't have to try any of these, and you can try all of these. That's your call. So a lot of what I'm going to say today is coming from personal experience of what I have personally tried, and all of these for me work in different ways, some more dramatically than others, so you kind of get a little bit of my own personal experience, pros and cons thrown in there. Woo! For free. You're welcome. Everyone loves free gifts. I'm going to just explode onto you some of the different tactics that I have been using to heal myself, whether it's emotionally, physically, mentally, neurologically, socially. You can heal yourself. That is a power that humans have. So we're gonna talk about different ways that you can do that. Okay, let's get into it. Quick rundown of energy and what it is. A lot of people refer to it as chi or any other way that you want to spell it, but it's basically the life force that runs through you. You can call it electricity, call it whatever you want. What all of this basically boils down to is a mind-body connection, and understanding how your physical body and your emotional body are separate, but they're also one and the same, and they show up within each other in very different ways. The gut-brain axis is something that a lot of scientists are actually looking into right now and finding that, 90+% of your serotonin is stored in your gut. So your gut health, your internal health, how you're physically feeling, does actually, literally, scientifically, factually, concretely affect how you feel mentally and emotionally. My mind and my body are connected. I gotta take care of both of them. I can't just do one. And trust me, I've tried just taking care of one. My entire health journey actually started with taking care of physical health, and I totally neglected mental health for a long time. You cannot find the balance you need in your life unless you've got both facets. Whew! So what are some of the tactics I use, and how the do they actually work? Number 1, acupuncture. Whew! I talk about acupuncture a lot. I'm a huge fan of it. Massive. So what is acupuncture besides basically just making a bunch of small gaping holes in your body? What it's actually doing is inserting a needle into a specific area to stimulate nerves. Those nerves send signals to the brain, which stimulates certain hormones that are basically going to help trigger your body to get into a state of balance. I can sit here and say, oh yeah, I have some stomach pain and I really want my stomachache to go away. I need signals to go from my brain to my body and from my body back to my brain that reflect that that pain is no longer there. How am I going to manipulate that and make that happen on my own? I need to stimulate the nerves that are on the channels that make all that happen. So on that note, what can you use acupuncture for? Literally fucking everything. The degree to which it works for people may vary, but that is one tactic that I have found to be superbly helpful and successful for my own personal health and wellness development journey. Number 2, massage. I don't mean this in a bad way, but massage is a much more energetically invasive methodology to, again, bring your body back into balance and alignment. What massage does is it's basically giving consent to a complete stranger or a friend to physically manipulate your energetic field. The purpose of massage is to help relax your muscle tissues and decrease nerve compression, as well as increasing joint space. Decreasing that nerve compression, again, is basically just opening up that passageway so that chi is allowed to flow through your body. The other dope thing about massage is that it increases the circulation of nutrients and oxygen to muscle tissues, and it also helps you to release waste. So it's a really cool way to physically detoxify your body, because in massage, your masseuse is basically taking sections of your body that may be holding or storing energy that you do not need anymore and breaking it up so that it's allowed to be released. And that's part of why people feel so relaxed after massage, is because it's that letting go. It's like that letting go of certain things that you've been holding on to. So I'm a huge proponent of massage. I love this next concept because it's sort of the in-betweener between a very physical and a very emotional approach. So number 3 is emotional freedom technique, or EFT, also known as tapping. And what tapping does is, instead of using needles, if you're uncomfortable with that, it's doing the same thing as acupuncture in that it's tapping on very specific nerve endings to help relax them or open them up or stimulate them so that they can send the signals to the brain, and again, allow that energy force to flow through your body the way that it needs to. Like acupuncture, tapping also focuses on the meridians, but there are a couple of very specific points that are commonly used in tapping techniques. The cool shit that I love about EFT or tapping is that the whole premise of it is to help you to release emotional blockages that are showing up physically. Like, it's actually encouraging you to identify what's really causing you pain and to let that go. The first step is to acknowledge the issue that is presenting itself in your life. After that, you want to accept yourself despite the problem. Even though blank, I deeply and completely accept myself. If you're struggling with, your weight or your body image, we can say, even though I'm not satisfied with my physical body, I deeply and completely accept myself. And this brings us to alternative remedy number 4. It's like a blooming flower. It's like a lotus. Hypnotherapy, past life regression, and unblocking traumas. Do you ever feel like you just get triggered for no reason? Like the smallest thing, and you have this crazy reaction to it, and in your logical mind, you're like, I'm being ridiculous right now, or why am I so upset over this? Here's the short version of how unblocking works. You have a memory, whether or not you consciously or subconsciously are aware of it. There's something in that box that affects how you react to your triggers. At the end of the day, what happened with all of these memories is you did not get something that you needed at a subconscious level to feel validated or to feel safe or to feel secure or whatever it was. You can retrain it, and it's just about severing that attachment to that previous image of yourself or relationship to someone or memory or whatever it was. Let's take bullying as an example. Let's say I was a super weird kid and someone in my class bullied me a lot. Maybe at their home, they were told it's not okay to be weird. The only way that you're going to survive in society is if you fit in. And then they see someone else being weird and they recognize that that's an element of themselves, but they have rejected it because they've been taught it's not okay. And then for me, in my perspective, I'm being rejected and I'm growing up with this idea that it's not okay for me to be weird. It's not okay for me to be myself. I might grow up into my adulthood being very shy or reclusive or hiding that certain component of myself from the world because I'm afraid that I'm not going to be accepted. And it's not like I'm actively going out into the world saying, I'm not going to be Alexa today, I'm going to be somebody else. So what I would need to do in this situation is to take a memory when I was bullied for being weird and to allow myself to go through that memory, and instead of it going the way that it happened, to actually receive what I needed in that moment. What I needed in that moment might have been for the person bullying me to come up to me and give me a hug and then to tell me I'm sorry. And it doesn't matter if it's actually what happened. What matters is that you can retrain your subconscious mind to allow this to be a possible truth. And if you as a child in your childhood mind and your subconscious mind can just understand that, it's so much easier to move past those kinds of experiences and to hold way less judgment to them. That's why I love the phrase, never waste a trigger. Like, things are going to come up, they're going to trigger you. Those are clues. Those are clues to you of like, hey, there's something here in my subconscious mind that's really fucking with the way that I view the world. If I just looked at that moment and understood I'm being triggered right now, and then took a step back to reprogram it, and then to come out of that and say, maybe it'll be okay, and I won't be rejected, and I'm gonna be fine. And it's really hard to train your brain to thinking that that's possible if you haven't gone through and subconsciously rewired some aspect to work in your benefit. And the 5th and final thing that I have come across is energy work and meditation. It's kind of similar to the last one, but it dives more into the realm of spirituality than it does into the realm of your own personal story, your own personal past life. The purpose of meditation is to clear your mind and to accept whatever's coming and let it go whenever it's ready to go. Meditation is whatever you make it. Your meditation doesn't have to look like every meditation. You don't have to look like you're meditating when you're meditating. You can meditate standing up. You can meditate on a walk. You can meditate while you're working out. You can meditate sitting upside down with your fucking head on the floor. You can meditate however you want. You can do meditations of color and like literally just think about a fucking color for forever. How does the color make you feel? How does the color make you think? What does the color remind you of? And just let those thoughts come and go. You can also try guided meditations. I think the guided meditations are really helpful because if you do feel like your mind's going off track, they can bring you back in pretty easily. And depending on where you are in your journey, different components of that may be more or less difficult. And again, if you're getting triggered, just notice your trigger and dive right onto that shit. So I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for taking the time with me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with friends, share with anyone that you think might be interested in this. All of these practices are so good for both maintenance and also addressing specific issues as they arise. So I'm so grateful that you were able to take some time today with me. Check me out on Instagram, Alexa B Health Architect. Please let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of these and if they've worked for you or maybe they haven't, because not everything works for every person. Please keep taking care of yourself and your body and your life. Thank you. I just want everyone to be happy and to feel free and to like their life enough to be a good person.